of this election season so far. Good morning, Brooke.
Good morning, guys. Okay, so former President Donald Trump will be holding rallies in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Henderson, Nevada today. This after he appeared in a garbage truck decked out in American flags in Wisconsin yesterday. So that was a reference to President Biden calling Trump supporters garbage.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden. And I have to begin by saying 250 million Americans are not garbage. Joe Biden's comments were the direct result of Kamala's decision to portray everyone who isn't voting for her, which is a lot of people, as evil and subhuman. And we know it's really what they believe, because look at how they've treated you. They treat you like garbage. They treat our whole country like garbage, with open borders, with all of the horrible things they've done to hurt our country. And I come into the arena and I say, where's my jacket? I want to get out of this thing. And they said, it would be unbelievable if you could wear it on stage. I said, they said, oh, okay, sir. I said, get me my jacket. But if you did, you know, it actually makes you look thinner. I said, oh.
The White House is standing by their statement, saying that President Biden did not call Trump supporters garbage. Watch this.
Just to clarify, he was not calling Trump supporters garbage, which is why he put out, this is why he wanted to make sure that we put out a statement that clarified what he meant and what he was trying to say. And so just want to make that very clear for folks who are watching.
House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer and House GOP Conference Chair Elise Stefanik are now accusing the White House of releasing an inaccurate transcript of Biden's remarks. So the White House transcript added an apostrophe to the word supporters to indicate that Biden was calling the joke made by a comedian during Trump's Madison Square Garden rally garbage and not his supporters overall. But House Republicans are not buying that explanation. They say, quote, instead of apologizing or clarifying President Biden's words, the White House instead sought to change them, despite them being recorded on video, by releasing a false transcript of his remarks. White House staff cannot rewrite the words of the President of the United States to be more politically on message. So now Comer and Stefanik are warning that White House officials may be in violation of the Presidential Records Act, and they are now demanding the White House correct that transcript. Guys.
Damn, that smells straight like ass, man.
I don't know. I kind of like it. If everyone calls you trash, and everyone treats you like trash, why don't you just become trash? Sunny day. Would you do me one favor? Would you call me the Grouch? Brought to you by the letter R. Scram!
Okay. It's a good one, Jerry. It's a good scram. It's a good one, Jerry. I have an Oscar the Grouch book that I read to my children every single night. It's actually one of my favorites. It's from the 70s and it's actually incredibly offensive. We used to be okay with jokes in this country. And today, ladies and gentlemen, is Halloween. And we got to dress up yesterday and actually do some real work. And we're proud of it, unlike the Democrat Party that continues and constantly degrades and demeans the working class. And I think the working class is going to have their revenge this election cycle. We found out so very much on the campaign trail. And by the way, while we were speaking at a Trump campaign event, Donald Trump comes in and Bigfoots Vivek and I. We thought we were ready with our garbage truck and our vest, but boy, the big man dropped some true trash on Kamala Harris. And it's a really amazing moment, and we will cover all of it today, October 31st, 2024. Happy Halloween! Joe Biden bites children for your spooktacular today. Joe Biden bit multiple children at the White House. Yikes. We're going to cover Trump, Vivek, and I as garbage men, baby. And we're going to take out the trash in Washington, D.C. Pollster Mark Mitchell joins the program to talk us through the final polls of the election. where we stand today. Is there any cause for concern? Or are we going to have a early, exciting night to celebrate in just 4 days? 4 freaking days. Here we go. My name is Benny Johnson, and this is The Benny Show. Patriot Mobile. You know what I'm going to say. Patriot Mobile was with us yesterday. We went to North Carolina. We were posting photos and videos of everything we were doing on the trail. We have a full mini documentary that we'll get up later this today, and we'll be sure to post plenty about that. But we went to North Carolina yesterday. We spoke at a Donald Trump campaign rally, and we were in a orange vest driving around in a garbage truck. I actually rode on the back of a garbage truck yesterday. It was freaking awesome. I recorded a video with my phone from the back of a garbage truck. I'll play it for you in a second. It was my Patriot Mobile phone. And it was working, and we were on the road, and we were just letting her rip, baby. Patriot Mobile keeps us connected nationwide. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service keeps our team locked and loaded. They're available on all 3 major networks, and they keep this show going when we are on the road, even on the back of a trash truck. Go to patriotmobile.com/Benny or call 972-PATRIOT. Right now, get a free month when you use the offer code Benny. patriotmobile.com/Benny. Okay, here we go. We told you yesterday that we would be doing the MAGA garbage truck. We even had like an AI yesterday of a MAGA garbage truck. Give me the AI, because I want to start from like square one. So square one is whenever we see a news cycle, like with Joe Biden. And this is what you get on this program, okay? And we appreciate you. We love you. This show is growing like crazy. Channel's growing like crazy. We're like so proud of everything we're building here. You must like it. And so we thank you for subscribing. But if you're new here, let me explain. So many other people on the internet are going to see a moment like Joe Biden calling all of Americans garbage, right? Calling 250 million Americans garbage. And they're going to gripe and moan and mule and throw a fit about it. And that's fine. And it deserves, really, Joe Biden deserves what he gets for this. And the person who was really hurt by it was not Joe Biden. Joe Biden doesn't care. Joe Biden's like literally eating children at the White House, and the spookiest thing I can possibly play for you on Halloween. You will not believe what we're going to get to in that segment. But first, Joe Biden does this, and it enrages us, and we get angry, and we say, how can we get back at him? Right? So one thing that we'll do differently on this program. We are willing to say, how do we get back at him? How do we create our own news cycle out of this? How do we do something that will grab that negative energy and turn it into positive energy for our movement? You know, we have the resources, thanks to you for watching. Just you watching the program gives us the resources, the capability, the connections to like pick up the phone and call. I called one individual, won't name him, but the Secret Service wouldn't let me ride on a trash truck with them. Okay? Secret Service said, you're not allowed. Fine. I called another individual. His name was Vivek. And Vivek said, done. Meet me in North Carolina. Let's get a trash truck. And our team was able to, little old us was able to get ourselves a trash truck. This is what I showed you yesterday on the show. This was the meme, okay? This was the meme of the Trump trash truck. And I said, be prepared. Watch this space. We're going to make this real, is what we said yesterday. And lo and behold, here we go. Voila. We did make it real. There's us and Vivek and Leo, who was our trash truck driver, and our beautiful trash truck itself in North Carolina. We headed off into the mean streets of Charlotte with Vivek driving in the truck. Sometimes we were on the back of the truck, and we emptied literal physical trash on the road. We cleaned up the city, and let me tell you what. I mean, I like North Carolina. There's a lot of patriots in North Carolina. Charlotte, you got to clean up that city. Charlotte needs some help, man. They were like junkie. I was not expecting this. Charlotte's a beautiful southern city, right? It's like there was junkies and encampments. Like what happened to America? Right? So there's a lot that needed to be cleaned up. It was looking like a mini San Francisco in downtown Charlotte. There were like tents and junkies. Come on. These Democrat-run cities are such hellholes. ladies and gentlemen, we go and pick up the actual garbage. So we have Vivek actually picking up the garbage. Here we go. Here's the garbage man shift. This is how it works. We got a crash course in operating a garbage truck yesterday as we were driving around. Here we go.
All right, let's do it, man. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Tell me, what are we doing here?
Right up to the left.
Okay. Right up to here.
Come up, turn around. Pretty much right there. Always lift the lid open.
Wait, is it on?
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Lift open, and then what are we doing?
Pull them both out.
Pull them both out. Doing it right? Pull this one back too, or you good?
Yeah, you're good right now.
Sweet.
Wait for it to go all the way up.
Pretty good machinery, actually. It kind of works. Should I pull it back again?
Now just pull. This goes up.
Should I pull it?
Yeah, pull it out.
Pull it out?
Push it in and it'll come back out.
All right, man. Let's do it. Thank you. Looks pretty good. Yes. The machinery's good. It's good machinery. I mean, it's like.
You didn't even have to use the bat once.
No, I know exactly. Well, sometimes you might need to, actually.
Just in case.
It's a. The machine works really well, man. All right, let's get some more.
So we went and traveled around. It was amazing. It was actually really fun. I had maybe too much fun as a garbage man yesterday. And in a way, we were kind of like the internet's garbage man here on this program. Like taking out the trash. We're not garbage as Americans, but we are going to take out the trash in Washington, D.C. in 4 freaking days, man. It's Thursday. The election's on Tuesday. We got 4 days. How incredible. What energy this moment. There was a lot of energy. Again, I got too excited here. Here's me on the back of the truck. Selfie video back of truck. No, please load the other one.
Okay. Getting that up right now.
Okay. Sent it in the chat here. Yeah. All right. So we are riding on the back of a garbage truck with Vivek. Just want to show you how the fact that we're not using our own footage is it's like a dream come true. It's amazing. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Okay, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, so we have I don't know how else to explain this. Boyhood and childhood dreams being fulfilled in real time on the back of the garbage truck as we were driving up to an event. And here is what it looked like when we rolled into the event yesterday. This was a Trump campaign event in Charlotte. Listen to the cheers here. This is called a backfire. Yeah, like everyone loved the freaking garbage truck yesterday, and the most inspirational moment from yesterday was actually having the truck driver on stage with Vivek. This was Vivek's campaign event with the Trump team, and the garbage man was brought on stage by Vivek in a genius move and was cheered so loudly in what is such a profound distinction between these two movements. The left likes to claim that they're for the working class. They like to genuflect that they somehow have working class backgrounds, but what they're actually doing is demeaning the working class by lying about being a member of the working class, like Kamala Harris does. Every time Kamala Harris is asked a question, why'd you open the border? Why do you let murderers come here and rape and pillage our country? She goes, I come from a working class family. I come from a middle class family. I worked at McDonald's. She doesn't have any proof of that. She actually demeans and degrades the working class when she says stuff like that. When Joe Biden calls people garbage, when Joe Biden refers to refuse or the people who work with refuse every single day, like Leo, who's been a garbage man for 25 years, has 4 children, Joe Biden is demeaning him. And by the way, Kamala Harris would never go do the fries at McDonald's. Joe Biden has never emptied the garbage in his life, except for maybe when he took a little little gander to through Hunter Biden's laptop and brought it to the repair shop. This is a moment that I'll never forget because it kind of like perfectly crystallizes a movement that is truly authentic and that actually cares about working class people. Listen to the reception that Leo got yesterday, being interviewed by arguably Donald Trump's most powerful surrogate, certainly one of the most beloved surrogates on the trail for Donald Trump, Vivek, in a standing room only, completely at capacity crowd that overflowed into 2 parking lots yesterday in downtown Charlotte.
Horrible. Very horrible.
Yeah. Personally, what did that mean to you?
I felt disrespected.
If there's one thing that we can do, we're about 6 days away from being in a position to do it. Okay? If there's one thing we can do to make life better for you and people who drive garbage trucks across this country, what is that going to be for you?
Keep the prices down.
Okay. You think we can do that? Yeah, we can do that. We promise you, man. You put us in there, we're going to get that job done. This man's been a great soldier. Give him a round of applause. And everything else. Leo's a good man, but this isn't one of these.
It was a profound moment and a special moment to be a part of. And we're really happy and thankful for you because by watching and supporting our program, you give us the capacity to like let her rip and do things like this. There's really no other program that's like willing and able to go coordinate something like this and let it happen and get it across the finish line in hours. You know, this was all happening less than 24 hours after Joe Biden made his grotesque, repulsive, reptilian comments about his fellow Americans. So we were having a great time inside the trash truck. We drove around for hours, emptied, I don't know, dozens of trash cans. Many people coming out of their homes being like, why is everyone filming you emptying my trash? So there was one time where a dude walked up with a giant case of Miller Lite. And he was drinking a Miller Lite and he handed us his empty cardboard box of Miller Lite. He's like, throw this away for me. And Vivek like grabs it and tosses it in the back of the truck. Yeah, we have a full mini documentary coming out later today on this. The boys have been working really, really tough, hard, long hours on making sure that we stay in line with the news cycle. And we were expecting that this was going to be the news cycle. I don't get phone calls from Donald Trump asking permission for Donald Trump to drive in a trash truck with a vest. I had no idea that President Trump would be doing this. Now, I can tell you, I was speaking, who cares at this point, right? Who cares? I was speaking with a member of J.D. Vance's team yesterday, and I pitched this, and they said there's no way the Secret Service would allow it, right? It's no way. It's like, dude, multiple assassination attempts, like riding on the back of a truck. It's actually inherently dangerous. You're riding on the back of the truck. You got to hold on. You're like there's I was doing it yesterday. There's traffic flying by, right? There's traffic like whizzing by in every direction. And so it was not, it's not like clearly not something that the Secret Service should or would allow. And so I was under the impression that Vivek would be the only guy who would be allowed to do this because Vivek has security, but he's not under Secret Service protection protocols or anything like that. And this I totally understand, right? And this I totally get. And so I assumed that while President Trump or J.D. Vance would be talking about this issue, that they certainly wouldn't be getting into a garbage truck. But lo and behold, an hour and a half into our shoot with a garbage truck and Vivek and a vest and us emptying physical garbage, Donald Trump comes crashing through our cell phone screens with the single most epic Halloween costume. I have a feeling that this is going to be what 100 million men dress up as for Halloween this year. President Trump giving all of us the glory of seeing him in a trash truck in an orange vest. Donald Trump walked off his plane and onto a trash truck with a beautiful orange vest on. Look at this photo. Not AI. Not AI. So many times we have to use disclaimers like, this ain't AI, this is real life. Gorgeous photograph. Frame it. I said frame the McDonald's one. Frame this one next to it. Which one do you like more? Chat, which one do you like more? This or the McDonald's one? I don't even know at this point. I don't even know. Our cup runneth over. Our cup runneth over. Here, the next one. This one's iconic. And they had the Trump sign on the trash truck, which was just primo, which was just so excellent. It's why you know that these guys are batting 1,000. They're like they're living with the inside of the energy vectors that are gonna be required to win. Another beautiful one with Trump in the rearview mirror of the garbage truck. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Get in, loser. We're taking out the trash in DC. And a selfie with the driver. He actually got like a real, kind of like we did. We got a real driver. We got like an actual the dump truck driver. This dude does it for real. Leo. We thought we'd make Leo the most famous trash truck driver yesterday. Nope. The Don had other ideas. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump in his own garbage man outfit and was, oh man, just next level. I want to do can we do the Trump walking through his plane video? Do we have that loaded, ALX? If so, call out that clip because that really sets the scene here. Hold on, we're getting that in a second. Donald Trump gets into his truck and says the line of the night. A lot of great lines from yesterday, but the line of the night. How do you like my trash truck? Go.
Interrupt you for a moment. Stand by for a moment. Trump is answering some questions from reporters.
Joe Biden to make that statement, it's really a disgrace.
President Trump, you said the other day that the military would be.
This was CNN. That's CNN break. That's CNN cutting away. That's clip F, Klein. You need clip G. Okay, go.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
So, how do you like my trash truck? Put it on a bumper sticker. Put it on a t-shirt. Dude, I like it. You can't even be upset. Donald Trump does it so effortlessly. Here's President Trump with the walkout. This is the full setup. I mean, when everybody was watching this on social media, I saw the truck. What I assumed, based on my conversations with Secret Service adjacent security teams, was that this trash truck would be driving in the motorcade with President Trump. I didn't know President Trump would be driving in the trash truck. Incredible. Here we go.
250 million Americans are not garbage. This week, Kamala has been comparing her political opponents to the most evil mass murderers in history. And now, speaking on a call for her campaign last night, crooked Joe Biden finally said what he and Kamala really think of our supporters. He called them garbage. No way. No way. My response to Joe and Kamala is very simple. You can't lead America if you don't love Americans. That's true.
Profound and epic, and Trump, the Donald Trump walking through a Boeing 757 in a trash truck outfit, walking off possibly what is one of the most expensive planes in the world. It's an epic plane. We've flown on this plane before. It's where we ate McDonald's with Trump. You just get all the feels. And then you see the trash truck there off in the distance. Oh, man. Oh, Trump is culture. Here we go. The Donald Trump Halloween costume. This is, of course, what you knew. And this is what you knew was coming. The Donald Trump Orange Man Good Trump Garbage Man costume includes Making America Great Again, red tie, work gloves. Trump was in excellent form last night at this rally in Green Bay. He had Brett Favre with him, a total legend. Donald Trump, 250 million people are not garbage. The line of the night.
Hello, everybody. This is Donald Trump, and 250 million people are not garbage.
Fact check true. Donald Trump at the rally wore the vest, and then made jokes about himself looking thin in it because we can have nice things. We can actually have nice things.
There's no way I'm wearing it on stage. They said, "Oh, okay, sir." I said, "Get me my jacket." But if you did, it actually makes you look thinner. I said, "Oh." And they got me. I said, "I want to wear it on stage." When they said I look thinner, I said, "In that case, I'll wear it on stage." I may never wear a blue jacket again. I may go in this. I said that was the word, that was the key. Sir, you look thinner. So anyway, we had a little fun about a very serious subject.
Donald Trump leaning into the meme, leaning into the Orange Man meme, leaning into the victory meme. Nothing says victory like Brett Favre in Wisconsin. Brett Favre is a living legend. Brett Favre won multiple Super Bowls, bunch of playoff games, is a true hero in every sense of the word for Wisconsinites and then also Midwesterners like my family that had nothing else to do in the cold winter nights in Iowa than watch Brett Favre, who's just like just a true throwback to a smash mouth, like masculine form of football that I don't think actually even exists in this country anymore, which is too sad, right? Where you could actually hit a quarterback, where quarterbacks had to be tough, weren't bubble wrapped. Yeah, Brett Favre knows what a winner is. Brett Favre last night talking about the garbage comment from Joe Biden. Here we go.
I want to address the comment that Joe Biden made yesterday or last night that said the supporters of Donald Trump, us, are garbage. Or garbage. I can assure you we're not garbage. How dare he say that looking out? I see police officers, teachers, nurses, grandparents, students. I see everyday Americans that make this country great.
Freaking Brett Favre is so awesome. I wanted to I wanted badly to do like a Brett Favre behind the scenes. He does follow us on X, so we told him good luck. I was thinking about pitching it, but then there was just no time. There's just no time right now. As I tell my team regularly and almost daily, like we're gonna miss this. Maybe not immediately, but we're gonna miss this. Like things will get boring. Maybe. If Donald Trump becomes president, which I believe in my heart of hearts that he will, and we'll have one of the best pollsters in America on in just a moment to talk about it. But there are so many incredible leading indicators for Donald Trump right now that are good, historically good, in fact. Then maybe it won't slow down. Maybe it won't slow down. Maybe all of our friends will suddenly start running the government, and it'll be amazing. What will Vivek get? Taking out the trash in Washington, D.C. is certainly the message that we wanted to send, and it's the message that got Donald Trump the number one applause line last night. Here we go.
So this Tuesday, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala that you've had enough. You can't take it anymore. You're the worst vice president. You're the worst border czar. There's never been anybody bad like you. Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here.
I gotta tell you, Trump in the sanitation vest is like doing the "you're fired" like he's a district manager for waste management is just primo content. It's just excellent. President Trump, totally big-footed. Vivek and I. There's no other way to describe it. Although the Vivek stuff went great. I mean, the Vivek stuff went great, and it went super viral yesterday. And we encourage you to watch this space, as we will be producing a full behind the scenes that's really funny and really cool. It's like a lot of footage that you haven't seen before, and sort of the TikTok of the whole day, which is great. We'll be releasing that in a matter of hours on this channel. But I gotta tell you, like Trump just does it. He just reaches in and grabs that energy. It's something that we so respect. It's something that we're so thankful for, because the Republican Party that I grew up in was a Republican Party of cucks who, if the New York Times, like the New York Times is trying to write a massive hit piece on our show right now, Washington Post too, like if these outlets were to have written letters to Mitt Romney's staff or John McCain's staff or George Bush's staff about hit pieces, like what those staffers do is they hold their knees, cower in the corner, cry, weep, scream, beg for mercy, ask to be patted on the head, put their little ball gags in their mouths, and get dog walked by libs who hate them and who hate you, clearly, and would love nothing more to see all of us deplatformed, have our rights taken away, imprisoned, obviously, put into camps. I'll say it. I mean, we watched them. Yo, there's polling. There's polling that says that the vast majority of Democrats, which of course completely encapsulate the Democrat corporate media matrix ecosystem, that they would have, like, that they believe that unvaccinated people deserve to be put in camps or should go to re-education training or should lose their jobs. Like the Democrat Party is totally down with that. And they have the bloody cheek to call us fascistic. There's hard polling to show that from from the end of COVID. So understand what political ideology you are dealing with here. It's the same political ideology that was happy to put people in gulags in the Soviet Union. And this actively puts people in prison camps today in North Korea. It's Marxism. By definition, they're simps for China, which locks up Uyghurs in slave labor camps. This is the political ideology. Politically inconvenient people, or people that are out of the mainstream, the real rebels, they get locked away. And they're totally fine with it, based on all available scientific polling. So you really have to take a step back and understand what's at stake in this election. How much dark energy there is. And the only way to actually grab that energy and to run with it is to turn that into light energy. The only way to respond to Joe Biden calling 250 million Americans garbage, which, by the way, the only reason Joe Biden said that and made one of the worst political mistakes maybe in my lifetime was because of Tony Hinchcliffe, Kill Tony, making a joke at a Donald Trump rally. Well, that's like the greatest domino effect ever, right? This is like the wildest domino effect. I think you can do a meme, right? With the guy with the little domino all the way up to the big dominoes. Like the first domino is probably Shane Gillis's Donald Trump impersonation on Kill Tony. That leads to Tony Hinchcliffe, like endorsing Donald Trump. That leads to Joe Biden and his dementia, like destroying Kamala Harris's cinematic Hollywood produced night. That leads to Donald Trump here in a trash outfit. That leads to this. Here's the domino. That gets us to this. It's amazing how things work. But they'll do they are a party of dark energy. It is a party of darkness. It is a party that would gladly, based on all available polling and based on actions, gladly lock up their fellow Americans for not being part of the current thing, okay? For not being a member of the current thing. They have horrific in-group, out-group biases. And these are the people that can see an image like this one. Here's a good one we haven't shown yet from last night. They can see an image like this one of President Trump fist pumping in his orange waist hazard vest after delivering a 90-minute speech to a sold-out crowd. And they get angry about it. There's so much anger and rage about this right now on the internet. It's amazing. I mean, it's why we do the Salt That Lib. And we're going to do one right now. It's why we salt the libs, because they are so salty. Now, we salted the libs when Donald Trump did the fries. And they deserved all that salt. Donald Trump was very, 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 very generous with the salt on the fries. Gave people extra chicken nuggets and everything. They're extra salty about this because, much like the fries, this undercuts one of the most deceptive, degenerate, embarrassing things that have happened this election cycle. Kamala Harris lied about working at McDonald's. Prove me wrong. You have to assume Kamala Harris is a liar. So when Kamala Harris says a thing, she's going to have to prove that she's telling the truth. She hasn't proven she's telling the truth. She has no record of this. She has no proof of this. You know, there's an IRS record. She paid income taxes. You can go see it. Somebody has that file. You can go back and see Kamala Harris's Social Security number and all of her income taxes. That exists. Kamala Harris is lying about working at McDonald's. There's proof of it, okay? There's proof of it. Much like Hunter Biden's laptop. There's proof of that. And so Trump working at McDonald's undercut one of Kamala Harris's biggest lies. And Donald Trump going out in a waist jacket last night undercuts that they think that the country's garbage. They think America's garbage. They weren't just talking about Trump supporters. They were talking about America. They hate this place. You can't have people lead it. You can't lead a country that you hate. It is disqualifying. It's actually grounds for deportation. What should happen here is that those people who hate America should be welcome to leave and offer regularly espoused by this program. I will create a scholarship for all dirty pink-haired Marxists to take I will pay for your one-way trip to Pyongyang, to Havana, to Caracas. I'll pay. I'll send you there. Okay? To Gaza. You can do it. The rule is one-way ticket. We'll see how long you last. America's the only country that the people who hate it refuse to leave. Isn't that interesting? Instead, they stay here and make life miserable for the rest of us. Like the panel on CNN last night that were so salty that Donald Trump was changing the narrative and taking the negative energy and turning it into positive energy. Oh yeah, it's great, baby. Get your salt shakers out. Here's our Salt That Lib.
In Green Bay for us. Kristen, what's your analysis based on what we just heard from Trump?
Wolf, my analysis is exactly what we talked about before. They are trying to milk this for every single drop that they can. They want this to turn into what happened in 2016 when Hillary Clinton said that Trump supporters were a basket of deplorables. I cannot stress enough how we have spent the last 3 days, which has been reiterating, going over these racist, vile remarks that we heard in the pre-programming leading up to Donald Trump taking the stage. We have talked about how Puerto Ricans have been pulling back from Donald Trump, how they have been calling for him to issue an apology, how that he has not condemned those remarks in any way. Now he has flipped the script. He is trying to change the narrative, and he is trying to latch on to these garbage comments to try to drive people out to polling places so that they cast their ballots and get everyone who was already somewhat interested in him more energized in getting to the polls.
All right, Kristen, stand by. We'll get back to you, and we'll take a quick...
Oh, so they're racist, offensive remarks. So it is... It's like watching a schizophrenic have a conversation with himself in the mirror. So calling Puerto Rico garbage is the most offensive, racist thing you've ever heard. My response to this, it's an insult comic. It was a stand-up insult comic. Take a joke. You go check out Tony's work. You'll hear a lot worse than that. That barely even hits the Richter scale. Anyway. But that's your prerogative. You have free speech rights, just like I do. So if that's your opinion, then fine. You are entitled to it. If that is the most offensive joke you have ever heard in your life, that somebody called Puerto Rico garbage, then fine. Okay, fine. Fine. But then when Joe Biden says that America is garbage and he's the president of America, then if you have a gallon of offense at the first comment, which is a stand-up comic who has no power, talking about some island in the Caribbean, then you should have an entire Olympic-sized swimming pool of offense for Joe Biden saying that all of America is garbage. Like, clearly that's way worse. But you can see there in that clip, the schizophrenia where they downplay Republicans pounce. They downplay Joe Biden's comment. Joe Biden's comment's just an attack vector for Donald Trump. It's the comedian who was opening for Trump like 5 hours before Trump even took the stage that Trump doesn't know. That's what's really the issue here. Oh, I cannot wait to beat these people. Oh, I cannot wait for it. We need to get these. We need to get these predators out of the White House. And I say that with the capital P on the predator. Here we go. Joe Biden bites 3 babies at White House. Oh my. It's horrifying to show you what is actually occupying the residency of the president. Now you're gonna have to read in. You read into what you will. Hey, I need the Jill Biden Joe coming out video, please. Read into this what you will. But I'll tell you, Jill Biden and Joe Biden are predators. Like, there's no other way to explain it. Put yourself in the shoes of these parents. These are infants who can't defend themselves, who don't know what's going on. And you're going to take this old man, this syphilitic, old, diseased man, and you're going to offer up your child to him to shove the child's foot in his mouth multiple times. Look at these images. What the hell is wrong with these parents? Child Protective Services needs to go visit these parents and be like, why are you allowing this predator to do this to your children? Why are you offering up your children to this guy? Joe Biden bites this baby 3 times. We have some video of it. Here, let's go. Listen to the music. We didn't add this music. This is the music that's actually playing. Just in case you're wondering if God has a sense of humor. It's the Jaws theme song as Joe Biden bites multiple times the child on the leg. He did this to multiple babies. We counted 4. Here's another one. Here's Joe Biden taking the baby's foot and shoving it down his throat. As far as we can tell, the kid has no socks or shoes on. Joe Biden should be arrested for this. No, I'm sorry. I'll go there. I have little kids. I have kids exactly this age, and we're expecting our next child in January. If you're a parent and you allow this to happen to your child, if somebody went and did this to my kid in the grocery store or like at the park and I caught them, the show would be over. Next thing you'd be hearing about me is how much my bail was. Don't ever touch another parent's child. But certainly, if you're going to like say hello to a child, you don't start eating the child. Seems to be like kind of like basement level ask there. Do we have the Joe Biden? Okay, here we go. So here's Joe Biden. While Donald Trump had his alpha orange vest on, and I guess you could call that maybe Donald Trump's Halloween costume. Check out what Jill was wearing. These people are freaks. These people are mentally ill. And there's a lot of people online talking about the symbolism of like of like a fluffy bear. Some other people, I mean, that is dark and deeply depraved. Some other people talking about how, why would you dress up as a Chinese panda? Are you signaling something to China? I don't know. I'm not sure. China took the pandas back that were in the DC zoo. Took the pandas belonged to China. They took it back. What's going on here? Why would this is a humiliation ritual? This is a humiliation ritual. Why would they like these are powerful people forcing the first lady to do this. There's no way she did this by herself. There's no way. We've seen Joe Biden's fashion sense, but not even Miss Bed Bath & Beyond shower curtain dresses is this bad. Something's going on here, and it's deeply creepy, and it's really, really dark. There is, Is Jill Biden a furry? I think it's worth asking. Somebody needs to ask today at the press conference. Today. Just a reminder that Project 2025 will bring back giant candy bars on children's heads that are minions. Okay? This is what they stole from us. Here's President Trump putting a full-size Hershey's candy bar on the head of the minion. Remember when people could afford full-size candy bars? Donald Trump's White House gave out full-size candy bars. Look at what inflation has done to our nation. All bite-sized now. An important moment. An important moment. This video itself is Project 2025. This is what we will be bringing back. Okay? Dropping candy on inflatable kids in minion costumes' heads. Because everyone has so much wealth, we can just all afford full-size candy bars. And this is the only place to put the candy bar if you're a minion. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. Ladies and gentlemen, there is one clip I want to get to before we bring on our guest. And that is CNN's top pollster admitting that our next guest, Mark Mitchell of Rasmussen, is right. Which is an amazing thing. We always love to hype up our guests, and we like it when our guests are right. We tend to be predicting the future on this program quite regularly. It's mainly because we pay attention, and we can see pattern recognition. Harry Enton is his name. And Harry Enton gave the liberal viewers of CNN an enema of truth when he said, you know what? All the signs are pointing to Donald Trump's victory. Here we go.
28% of Americans, voters, think the country is going in the right direction, is on the right track. And I want you to put that into a historical perspective for you. Okay, what's the average percentage of the public that thinks that the country is on the right track when the incumbent party loses? It's 25%. That 25% looks an awful bit like that 28% up there. It doesn't look anything like this 42% doesn't look anything like this 28%. So the bottom line is Very few Americans think the country is on the right track at this particular point. It tracks much more with when the incumbent party loses than with it wins. In fact, I went back through history. There isn't a single time in which 28% of the American public thinks the country is going on the right track in which the incumbent party actually won. They always lose when just 28% of the country believes that the country is on the right track.
So Harry Enton goes on in that segment to say all of the signs were there. All of the signs were there for a Donald Trump victory. Don't come for me. Don't come for me when Donald Trump wins. Very interesting on voter registrations here. Let's go.
Registration numbers, Harry.
Yeah, Republicans have been registering voters in big, huge numbers. They have been gaining in party registration versus the Democrats in the swing states with party registration. We're talking Arizona. I think it's a 5-point. They've expanded their lead from 5 points from where it was back in 2020. How about Nevada? Big Republican registrations there. They like the early vote. How about North Carolina? Big Republican registration gains. How about Pennsylvania? We spoke about it before a few months ago. Big Republican Party registration gains versus from where they were 4 years ago. So Republicans are putting more Republicans in the electorate. The Democratic number versus the Republican number has shrunk. And so the bottom line is if Republicans win, come next week, Donald Trump comes next week, the signs all along will have been obvious. We would look at the right direction being very low, Joe Biden's approval rating being very low, and Republicans really registering numbers. You can't say you weren't warned.
Again.
Can't say you weren't warned. Can't say you weren't warned on this program, as we have taken, gone to great lengths to vet and to bring to you the most knowledgeable pollsters, the most accurate pollsters, and quite frankly, the most, the most unbiased pollsters who simply live with the data. And there's one man who has been spitting facts and bringing numbers to this program for the better part of certainly the last 6 months, and he don't miss. We're just a few days out to see exactly what will happen on election night. The great Mark Mitchell, head pollster at Rasmussen, joins the program now. Mark, Harry Enton on CNN is like, Mark Mitchell was right. Jeez, dude.
Yeah, I think I'll just sit here and sip coffee. We can talk about the weather. I mean, like, my job here is done.
Bro.
What's funny is
everyone's like, suddenly my entire feed's like, Trump will win the national vote. Trump will win the popular vote. Oh yeah, the signs are all there. Donald Trump's going to win. It must be great. I mean, are you going to take a stroll down the Jersey Shore today? What are you going to do today?
I really should. It's nice out. I still have a couple of state polls to crunch, and then I'm going to kick my feet up and take a victory lap for the next 4 years. Really, what's crazy is, I mean, listen, you talked about bias. I have biases. I certainly do. In fact, my bias is I want to see voters get more of what they want. But, I can separate that from my work. The crazy thing about the entire polling industry is they all pretend they're not biased, and then they prove to us with their polls over and over again they are. Like these Reuters Ipsos guys that had had Joe Biden losing to Trump. Trump was up +1. They got all the way out to Harris +6, and now they're all the way back with a final call at Harris +1. And so that's the kind of organization that Harry works with. They're putting out suppression polls right now in the blue wall, this CNN. And listen, he could have had me on. He could have said that to his viewers. The signs have not changed. The signs have all been there. They just chose not to tell their viewers. And quite frankly, it must be awful stressful to be a CNN watcher right now and have this a cloud of cognitive dissonance settle in just a week left to the election. It must be horrible. It's not a service that they're doing to their viewers.
No, I saw Kamala Harris +6 CNN poll in Wisconsin yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, dude, that deserves to be thrown in the garbage with like the leftover McDonald's. There's no way is that real?
No, I don't think so. I think what's real is that 2020, everybody was doing that. And now this time around, and maybe I can take a little bit of credit for it, but this time around, not everybody is doing it. And the ones that are kind of stick out like a sore thumb because the Real Clear Politics aggregates in all the swing states, okay, except for maybe Michigan, but I think that's even suppressed a little bit, are all red. That's never happened before. And again, I've said many times, I said it on your show, I think the polls are going to be wrong to the left again, even mine. I think there's a bunch of reasons that Donald Trump outperforms, not least of which is, you got the furry and chief there. Listen, everybody has made up their mind. Ultimately, what it comes down to is that third candidate, the couch. And this has been one of the battles in the polling industry about the 2020 recalled vote. And we started using it this cycle. I think it was the right move. And what it does is it takes everybody from 2020, asks them who they voted for. A lot of people voted for Biden. A lot of people voted for Trump. And then we weight our sample to make sure it matches who they say they voted for in 2020. What that's going to focus on is the few people who changed their mind. Those people are going to not be buried or overwhelmed or left out by a blue panel if you're a mainstream media pollster. What it doesn't pick up is all of a sudden if a bunch of Democrats just decide not to go to the polls. And I think that's exactly where we're at right now.
So you think that the greatest, and here's your state polling right here. You think that the greatest threat right now to Kamala Harris is Democrats saying, I am not motivated, I will not show up?
Listen, I don't have time to track all the early vote returns, but what I've seen is like suppressed returns in Atlanta, Philadelphia, not turning out. Low propensity voters are the ones coming to the polls for Republicans. Republicans are eating into Democrat blue walls. In fact, you have blue leaning states that now have Republican firewalls. I mean, it's just crazy. It's exactly the kind of thing you would see if Donald Trump is winning the national popular vote, which we've been saying for a long time, but even doing better than that. And what the conversation is sort of started to focus on, sort of the like left-wing cope, is, well, yeah, Republicans are turning out. Obviously, it's because Trump told them to. And so what they're just doing is cannibalizing their election day vote. And I'm here to tell everybody that that is absolutely not what's happening. So, Trump's been doing really good in Nevada right now, getting a lot of Republicans that he normally wouldn't in Democrat heavy areas. But I asked people in Nevada, when are you going to vote? And the people who say in person on election day still go Trump 55% to 42%.
Wow. So if Republicans head into election day with a early vote advantage, which I believe they have in Nevada right now, then it's you're hit the bricks, right? Like if you're Kamala Harris, like you're done.
I think so. And this isn't like, I'm not cherry picking Nevada. This is a trend we're seeing in every single state. I just did Pennsylvania, finished it yesterday. It's Trump +2. Again, I think he's going to do way better than that. But among people in Pennsylvania who say they're going to vote on election day also, Trump wins by 11 points, 54 to 43. Boom.
So Pennsylvania, there's these rumblings about men showing up in Pennsylvania, and you sort of hit that on X, but I want to maybe unpack that for us. Is that a crisis? Are men not voting?
I mean, polls aren't going to be 100% accurate of this because it's not what we're waiting to. But we asked, when do you plan to vote this year? And in Pennsylvania, this sample was taken over the weekend. 25% of men, likely voters in Pennsylvania, say they already voted. 28% of women. So women have a little bit of an edge there. And it's overwhelmingly 65 and older people who say they already voted. But listen, there is, again, a massive amount of gas in the tank. In this poll, roughly 50% of people said that they're going to vote on election day. So it's still going to be a big thing. I mean, we do see more early voting, but there's a lot of Republicans out there that have not voted yet. And Trump was really wise to tell them to show up. I think there's a major reason. I was talking to Seth Keshel about this. Think about if Republicans held out till election day. Of course, there's obviously the issues we all saw in Maricopa magnified across every swing state. But if Republicans weren't early voting, what would the narrative in the news media be right now? It would be, look at the stunning and brave wave of Democrat turnout we see across all of the battlegrounds. Nobody would talk about how it's down 40, 50% from where it was back in 2020. They'd be talking about how Kamala Harris is motivating people to go to the polls. And instead, what we're talking about is Republicans have destroyed the Democrat early vote advantage that they always have. And now it's just Trump dunking on Kamala Harris day after day. And again, I don't think that's going to change any minds at all, but nobody wants to vote for a loser. They just might not show up.
There does seem to be, you go back into history of campaign reporting and you listen to some of the smartest people that were talking about Jimmy Carter in 1980 and George H.W. Bush in 92, and there's this black cloud of doom that sort of hovers over these campaigns. You know, it's esoteric. You can't really put a number to it. But there's this feeling that this is going to, that they are going to lose. And I'm starting to see that now I wasn't around for those two elections, but I'm starting to see that coalesce around Kamala as I read back at the campaign reporters back in those elections that there's sort of this permeating sense of doom that is affecting also the energy on the trail. And even when Kamala Harris does her centrally planned, Hollywood-produced speech in front of the White House, that gets completely destroyed by Joe Biden calling the country garbage.
Yeah.
So it's like they just can't win, Mark. It seems like there's no W's in the column, which is hard. It's hard to win an election when there's no W's.
The country hates the government, and Kamala Harris is the government candidate. I think that's the trap she's gotten herself into. And of course, she has some downsides that prevent that from happening. You just put the map up too. I will say, I think Wisconsin saved Trump, and I had Virginia at Trump down 2 and New Hampshire at Trump down 1. So those are possible flips. So anyways, but yeah, you're right about 1980. I was 1. And just a couple weeks ago, actually, while I was in the green room coming on your show, I dug this article up and we talked about it a little, but if people haven't read it yet, they should go look it up. Time magazine, John F. Stacks, written December 1st, 1980, where the polls went wrong. It's really worth a read. And it talks about, listen, like everybody thought it was going to be neck and neck. They even use the words too close to call in here. And I think the polling industry self-apologetically came up with this explanation that there was a big bang where everybody in America all of a sudden decided to vote Reagan. That's not what happened at all. The pollsters were lying. I made a tweet a couple weeks ago, and I think it was spot on. Is this what 1980 would look like if the pollsters back then had the internet? I really think it is.
So we made some waves on the internet earlier this week with Rich Barris coming on this program and saying New Hampshire, Virginia, New Mexico, Minnesota, things are looking a little scary. And during the show live, Kamala Harris apparently starts pulling funding from North Carolina and reallocating it to Virginia, which is, of course, if you want to know someone's priorities, look at their checkbook. And I guess my question to you, Mark, is what do you think? I mean, if there was to be something that flips, so it seems like you might not agree with this current map, which is just the aggregate on Real Clear. But let's say this map tilts Trump, swings Trump. What would be the first state to go?
Right here, I think Wisconsin, definitely. I had Wisconsin up too. I'm polling. I literally still have to process Michigan and Wisconsin. Michigan's been roughly tied last time I went out. I would call that a toss-up. But again, I do think my polling is too left. So I think Wisconsin's safe. I think Michigan is a light up. And we just polled Virginia. It was Harris up 3 a month ago. It's Harris up 2 now. And New Hampshire, listen, that's a tough state to poll, but I had Harris only up 1 point. And I have Trump at a 2-point national popular vote win. But like, look at the turnout that's happening across the country in these states. It's really not what I expected based on the numbers that I see. And so I do think, especially listen, she's a loser. She wouldn't talk to a human being for 2 hours to get an audience of 50 million people. Yes. Imagine if you were a major backer of hers and you donated $100 million that got laundered into her campaign. They can't even have a 2-hour conversation when everybody is expecting it. I don't know. I have a hunch. Listen, we've talked about the irregularities. And actually, if we have a few minutes, I'd love to get into some polling I have on that.
Please.
This isn't in the bag yet, but it looks like it's going to be. And you're going to see, I think, maybe a New Hampshire or Virginia pickup. And maybe that'll make Election Day awful short. I do think.
So that would be your guess? That was going to be my follow-up, Mark. So your guess would be Virginia or New Hampshire? Because Donald Trump's in New Mexico today, I believe.
New Mexico, I had at Harris +5. So I think Minnesota's better off than New Mexico is. But again, my point is he's not spending a ton of money in North Carolina right now. And right there is a really good example. That's a state where there at least one of the battlegrounds where there's going to be a polling miss, because the Real Clear Politics aggregate has Trump up 1 in North Carolina, but he won it 4 years ago with 1.5. So listen, when the national popular vote shifts 6 points to the right, and yet North Carolina shifts a half a point to the left, that doesn't make sense. So we just put out, what was my North Carolina number? I think it was a Trump plus 2 or 3. I think my polling is still 2 left. And we did have Trump plus 3 last time we went out. I think Trump wins by more than that. I think it's like probably 4 or 5 points in North Carolina. And it's like, if that plays out in other states, like Minnesota's going to be like a tie then, right? I mean, New Hampshire, it might be enough to put him over in New Hampshire and Virginia. And I think he's going to be in upper single digits in places like New Jersey, where he's, I showed a massive shift to the right in New Jersey. I still have Harris winning that, but look at the early vote returns. They're incredible. Who thought we'd be talking about that?
Yeah, so this seems like a very, very bad map for Kamala Harris. Can you explain, perhaps, should people be concerned about some of the illegal voting that has been caught in Michigan, like foreign students from China voting? That's 100% confirmed. Duplicate names that have been had to be sued in the state of Pennsylvania to be removed. There's hundreds of thousands of them, along with thousands of voter registrations that have been called out as fraudulent in Luzerne County in Pennsylvania. It does seem like some real shenanigans are up.
Yeah, so this is my message to election riggers. This is not 2020, where you can hide behind masks and 6-foot social distancing, and where people are immune to the thought that the elections might not be 100% circumspect. I think it was also wise for Trump to push an early vote, because more voters out there are more opportunities for people to identify and film these things. And I will say I've been pretty impressed at what seems to be a very rapid response. These things are getting rapid attention or are being addressed. That's all very good signs. Here are just some numbers for the election riggers. Are there election workers and officials who have enabled election fraud? 49% of U.S. voters say yes. Only 27% say no. 62% of Republicans and a plurality of independents, 47% to 26%. How likely is it that officials who have enabled election cheating will be held criminally accountable? 48% say at least somewhat likely. 26% vary. Only 14% not at all. Republicans are a little black-pilled here, and Democrats clearly think that there's more accountability. But here's what I want to say. What should the punishment be for election officials found guilty of cheating in elections? 22% say prohibiting from holding public office. 9% say fines. 19% say prison. You say, wow, those numbers are low. No, all of the above, 43%. So 62% of voters in America want election riggers to go to jail, think it's actually happening in elections. And as we've talked about before, 2/3 of voters in this country think it's at least somewhat likely that the outcome of this election is going to be subjected by fraud. And, I forgot to mention, even 2% of the country wants the capital punishment for election riggers.
I mean, so taking a step back, like by voting illegally and casting illegal ballots, what you do is you completely my thought on this, Mark, is if a single illegal vote goes into the system, then you have rotted the entire batch of apples. That one single illegal vote is enough to cause any voter to say, well, hell, you just canceled my vote. So F you, actually, because you eliminated my legal vote with your one illegal vote. So you just eliminated me from the democracy that I pay for, right? Like in this country. And so that's what's happened in Michigan. Secretary of State in Colorado has all the passwords for the electronic voting systems publicly available. It looks like a total mess. I really hope, for the sake of the country, I mean, truly, for the sake of the country, that we tighten up the ship here. Maybe Congress can do something. I'm not exactly sure of the constitutional barriers here, but it's crazy, man. Virginia having to go to the Supreme Court just to keep only citizens voting in Virginia is nuts. It's nuts.
Yeah, I think the government has a sacred duty. We're a representative democracy. People's vote should be sacrosanct. And when you're in a position where 2/3 of voters are afraid that cheating is going to affect the outcome of their election. That should be a bipartisan, like nuclear bomb, that they need to fix that issue immediately. And it's a bigger issue even than the border. We have 64% of people thinking the border is an invasion, but even more thinking that there's cheating in elections. And of course, if you listen to any conservative, even leaning mainstream media organization, they're going to say the line that it's the safest and securest election ever. And that doesn't work. And what is peculiar is that there have been a lot of opportunities for Republican election officials in some of these states to crack down. And of course, they just absolutely have been unwilling to. So there needs to be a shift. I'm hoping, listen, I want their vote to count. I want voters to get what they want. And it looks like the Trump win might have the opportunity to do that. It would really behoove these people, I think, to have a crusade to go after all forms of election fraud, because people in general just don't trust the government. And so when they come out and say, no, there's nothing to see here, it doesn't work.
Mark, your last polling, we had it up on the screen for just a moment, but you are wrapping up this polling season. Where is Donald Trump going to end up, and where is your prediction for an election night? And we can put up the Rasmussen graph, please.
Yeah, so here's the states. We still have, like I said, Wisconsin and Michigan to put out. I think that Trump is going to outperform in almost all of these scenarios, except for maybe Georgia. I think the national popular vote, Trump, our numbers are going to say probably Trump +2. I'm going to crunch the numbers tomorrow and use almost all of our October data. Polling is not useful anymore. Like 40% of the country has already voted and they're not picking up the phones. I think that Trump will outperform all of my polls. I think we're also going to be talking, even though the polls this time out showed that Trump has a really good chance and is fact winning, that he will outperform the polling industry again, and people will be licking their wounds. Although I think the positive thing is the list of people who are absolutely the worst with horrible final calls is going to be a lot shorter list this time.
Probably because of you, Mark. We're big fans on the show, homie, but you have been the guy out here. It kind of takes like one brave person, right, to be the first guy through the wall, and you have done it, man. I think you've changed the polling industry. I think you've changed it forever. It used to be an industry of cowards and great sheep herd brainwashing, and that's just me, just observing, right? I don't even do that remotely professionally. But dude, you've come out and you've clobbered them, and it's been really special to watch.
Well, if Harris comes out with a +5 victory, they'll all throw me under the bus immediately. But I do think this chart here is one of the reasons a lot of these people have come back to the right. And listen, we're not out exposed on the far right. We are not the right bookend. We never were in any of the past elections. It's just they cherry pick one or two here or there to slander us. But you have like Forbes Harris X at Trump +2, CNBC Trump +2, Fox News Trump +2, Atlas Intel Trump +2, and then a lot of other people at Trump +1 and tied. So again, it's like the consensus seeking part of the polling industry seems to be working again, and we'll just see how much the bias is. And I think it's still going to be a little bit of a bias to the left, although maybe not the 4, 5, 6 points we've seen in the last two cycles.
Very interesting, Mark. I just can't wait, man. I just can't wait. I want to see it. I want to see it happen. Now I'm like ready, right? Now I am ready. Let's do it. Let's throw down. Like I'm ready for the fight. Enough of the. I don't know if you see this in the studio. We have like a boxing match, image that's been up on the wall for months, for months. And I want the fight. I want the fight, and I want the knockout, and I'm ready for it. Mark, you're just one of the best dudes. Here's Mark's X. Get in there and actually follow for legitimate reporting and polling. 53,000 Americans. Can't be wrong. And Mark, I promise you that Vivek and I will head over to the Jersey Shore in our trash truck soon and clean up the mess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, happy to have people on my Twitter feed. We like to have fun too. Definitely like to throw mud at trolls. So come on out and see you there.
All right. Hey, thanks, homie. See ya.
All right. Good talking to you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you, we've been locked and loaded for these past couple of weeks, years, months. How long has it been? Forever? Feels like we've been waiting for this moment for quite a while. And now it's here. And we have just a little bit more to go. And we're going to hit the gas. We're going to hit the gas. Watch this space. We have more documentaries. We have more man on the streets. We have probably more travel in our future. Although I will be dressed as a garbage man tonight with my kids. So that's probably, so if you want cute kiddos, photos of us tonight, then that's probably what you're gonna get. We're gonna take a night to chill. The kids are young. They're like 4 and 2 and 1 and yeah. So these are the years. But I will be a garbage man. I will be a garbage man tonight. Yeah. There's no breaks. The bar has broken. The wheels have melted. And we are ready to go onward into victory, ladies and gentlemen. The verse of the day from Psalms 20. Now I know that the Lord will give victory to his anointed king. He will answer him from his holy heaven and mighty deeds of his powerful hand. Yesterday, I was asked, you scared? You scared about what's going to happen? You know, you scared, right? People see the right and hit pieces on us, right? They're trying to destroy us and everything. Like rabid animals dying, you know? And I'm like, nope. No, I don't. No, I'm not. I'm not scared at all. In fact, I don't even care. And what I mean by that, I think I set them aback. I obviously really care, devoted my entire life to caring. But what I mean by that is I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. It's in God's hands. You know, the anointing of kings is something that God takes care of for us. And he asks for us to be full of faith and loyal and good Christians and to stand up and be righteous. And I certainly am not claiming to be righteous, but with what measly bit I have, I will stand. And I'll let God do the rest, and I will not worry. And so there's going to be a lot of anxiety, I know, going into these last couple of days. I have no doubt that there's going to be maybe some story or something. Who knows? Some crazy poll. They're already trying to put some polls together that show Kamala's up big. Wow. The Puerto Rican vote in Wisconsin. It's huge. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you are locked into what actually truly matters, which is your faith in God and your understanding that he's got us, man. He's got us, man. God voted 3 months ago, right? Yeah. As the old saying goes, okay? Thank you for supporting our channel. You give us the chance to make national news yesterday and have a lot of fun and to change the narrative. That's how angry they are that we change the narrative. Please become a member. Please join the Benny Brigade at BennyJohnson.com. You can become a member and support our work. There's so much more that we have to announce, and it's really, really exciting. What's going to happen next? It's really exciting what's going to happen next. Well, what's going to happen? I mean, why not just go there? What's going to happen next is JD Vance is going to join the program live. Not right now. But we got that one we got that one in the hopper. So we're excited. We're excited about it. We got something special planned. And we're not going to let off the gas. Okay? Train has no brakes. If you wish to support us, one of the last remaining truly independent voices out here, then please sign up. And please send me love. Or if you are if you have been brutalized like all the rest of us by this Joe Biden economy, and you don't got it, then thank you for watching. That alone is a blessing to us and allows us to carry forward. And so we thank you deeply, and we say, God bless you in this, the greatest country on earth. It's your boy Benny. See ya.
Damn, that smells straight like ass, man.
I don't know. I kind of like it. If everyone calls you trash, and everyone treats you like trash, why don't you just become trash? do me one favor? Would you call me the Grouch?
Brought to you by the letter R.
Benny Show, where the truth gon' be. Faith and freedom on your TV screen. Stand up strong, battle through the night. The Benny Show's here, bringing liberty to light. From the speeches to debates, Benny sharp like a blade. Cutting through the lies, watch the truth cascade. With the warrior's heart, this man never fades. You know it's prime time when Benny invades. From saving the nation to stories untold, the Benny Show's a storm, see the truth unfold. Stay in the loop, let freedom take hold. Salting all the libs, soul never sold. It's the Benny Show, where the truth gon' be. Faith and freedom on your TV screen. Stand up strong, battle through the night. The Benny Show's here, bringing liberty to light. Liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. Liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. From the speeches to debates, Benny sharp like a blade. Cutting through the lies, watch the truth cascade. With the warrior's heart, this man never fades. You know it's prime time when Benny invades. From saving the nation to stories untold, the Benny Show's a storm, see the truth unfold. Stay in the loop, let freedom take hold. Salting all the libs, soul never sold. It's the Benny Show, where the truth gon' be. Faith and freedom on your TV screen. Stand up strong, battle through the night. The Benny Show's here, bringing liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light. Bringing liberty to light.